All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Sun Dagger, thank you for the 5x5 before I even said anything. But thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys. This is going to be quick. This is probably going to be maybe 10 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes at best. Fritz, thank you for the 5x5. Dan, Deanna, thank you for being back. Spotted Fawn, Joe, thank you for the 5x5. Rhonda, Patrice, Flown Grown, Laura, and Adriana, thank you for joining us. Live Free or Die, Sarita, thank you for the 5x5. Finley the Dog, Loretta, WTC, PNW, Water Tiger, McBean, thank you for the 5x5. Adriana, Colleen, Lisa, Deanna Walters, thank you for the 5x5. Zorata, thank you for the 5x5. Scorpion, thank you for the 8x8. Drew, thank you for the 5x5. Bush Pig, Bat and Poppy, Linda, Jay, Patty, Great Lakes, thank you for the 5x5. In the Wasteland, Kyle, thank you for the 5x5. Gary, thank you for the 5x5. Tiger, thank you for the 6-2, whatever the hell. John, thank you for the 2x4. Simpler Times, thank you for the 5x5. Big Billy, Shirley, Bulldog, thank you for the 5x5. Kathy, thank you for the 5x5. Somebody answer Shirley. All right, guys, thank you for the 5x5. Appreciate it, as per usual. Burning the candles at both ends. So, guys, um, interestingly enough, I just saw uh, Magic Prepper was on. He was talking about somewhat the same thing I'm going to talk about tonight. So hopefully I don't step on his toes. But the FBI warned guys that there's an increased threat in this country. And he warned about that 6-7 days ago. He says he thinks Hamas might inspire uh, an attack here. Whether that's lone wolf or a group of people, they seem to think that we're going to experience an increase in attacks. He's also urging, and according to the FBI.gov, FBI urges vigilance for the next however the fuck long it is. Um, yeah, guys, we're definitely something bigger could definitely be on the way if the FBI agent and Congress is warning about enemy combatants, if you will, or terrorists being on our soil. Hold on. So, yeah, guys, it's a shit show for sure. We're definitely going to see more threats. Now, I find it interesting that they're warning us, or he's warning us, about the threat. All the information that was gathered from all those little cronies, the little FBI cronies, all sifting through the little dirt and shit like that and looking for little, trinkets and shit. And now he's warning us almost on a daily basis, or Congress rather. He's warning Congress, and Congress is warning the public that there could definitely be something out there. Now, some of you guys saw my video from earlier today where I talked about how we are a bigger threat than Hamas. Anybody who supports Trump or believes in the Bible is a bigger danger to America than Hamas. I don't understand that. Uh, so a Playboy's former senior White House correspondent, Brian Cameron, who wrote the article Far Right MAGA Theocrats Most Dangerous Threat to America. This guy wrote this article and pretty much thinks that any Christian who believes in Trump winning the next 2024 election or believes in the fact that the election was taken. Smokey Blazer said, "You're not blocked on my channel. I'm pretty sure I can go and check." Oh, YouTube banned him. I said, I'm pretty sure I can go on my channel and find out who's blocked. And I don't have many people. And actually, yeah, I don't have many people. Some of them are like drones and shit. Not drones, but like there was a guy that copied my channel. I don't know why, but yeah, he copied my channel, and it was an exact replica with the little Angry Purple logo and all that. Yo, did I fucking burn myself? That's strange. Anyway, guys. Sorry about that. So somehow they want us to believe, guys, that MAGA supporters and Christians, nationalists, are worse than Hamas soldiers. And it's almost, guys, as if this author, Brian Karam, if you will, that's his name, it's almost as if he sat there and he goes, you know what? Let's make and fabricate some bullshit to get more people on. Now, guys, whether he's right or wrong, which he is wrong, but it doesn't matter which way he goes. There's an idiot reading his article right now going, yes, those people are definitely worse than Hamas because we have blown up kids and blown up people and, taken women and assaulted them and all this other crazy shit. So that's where he's going with that. Now, like I said before, guys, FBI Director Chris Wray on Tuesday has warned about threats of terror attacks in America. Now, the one that I'm more concerned about is a Mumbai-style attack. For those that forget Mumbai, I forgot what country that was in, they were attacked where guys came in off boats. They came in on land, if you will, and not air. But they came in with AKs, surrounded the city, and they shot it up. And I forgot how many of them was. I wanted to say 30-something, but it might have been more. And they did some damage in Mumbai. And anyway, that's what I fear here in New York City because all you need, guys, is a couple AKs to go off. And an AK has this distinctive sound. And if you hear something like that, guys, it's time to boogie. But I think that's the more nerve-wracking one. Because shit can go down fast, guys. And, before you know it, you got a stampede, which would kill more people. More people would be taken out in a stampede than you would ever believe. So anyway, guys, the reality, and this is from Christopher, the FBI director, the reality is that terrorism threats has been elevated throughout 2023, but this ongoing war in the Middle East has raised the threat of an attack against the United States to a whole new level. When he said a whole new level, people are like, what does he mean a whole new level? What is that going to mean? That means we're going to see some shit. If, in fact, he's right, if he is right, we're going to see some shit. And we're not going to like what we see next. Now, again, guys, I tell people all the time, are we being warned on a constant basis to get ready for what's going on? Or are we being warned so that when a false flag happens, they could blame it on Iranian nationals or Jordanian nationals or whatever it is? I keep that in the back of my head. I don't take everything at face value. Some things you do and other things I don't. And anything involving the government, I don't take it at face value. Ray warned that the most immediate concern is that the individual or small groups will draw inspiration from the event to attack the United States, including homegrown violence extremists who are inspired by foreign organizations or domestic violent extremists who target Muslims, who are targeting Muslims or Jews. So he's worried that this can crisscross, that this can go both ways. I definitely see it going both ways. That's for fucking sure. Now, guys, like I said before, the India-Pakistani relations is getting worse. I talked about how a Pakistani took the butt of his rifle and butted a kid in the face with it. The article says they beat him up, but it was one hit to the face. You could see how his nose was split. That relation is getting worse day by day. It's not getting any better. There's no kind of interventions right now other than India asking for help. So, in the build-up to India's World Cup clash with Pakistan in, on October 14, Ahmedabad, whatever, on October 14, Indian news anchor spoke of the greatest rival. For once, they were not exaggerating, as cricket contests between South Asia giants have been their main interaction. So they just had a game recently. Pakistan actually, guys, set off whatever went on at the border a week or two ago. They were shooting across the border, and I think they hit an Indian soldier or guard. And it was just one guy. Not that it makes a difference, but they were definitely instigating. Some people seem to think it had to do with the October 14 cricket game. I can't imagine shooting somebody over a cricket game. But whatever. So that's definitely a problem, guys. That's something we should definitely be staring at. Meanwhile, everybody's also looking at Ukraine. I mean, sorry, everybody's also looking at um, Taiwan. Taiwan is definitely a problem that we need to address. So real quick, I did leave out something on the attacks. Sorry, on the suspected attacks. Now, keep in mind, guys, there were 100 Syrian and 50 Iranian illegals that crossed the border in October. They got arrested. I was supposed to talk about that on the Angry Truth. I put this in the wrong spot. This note in the wrong spot. But yes, now back to what the FBI said. He says Tuesday, FBI director warned Congress to increase terror threat inside the United States. Started, because of the war in the Middle East. He said groups like Al Qaeda are calling directly for attacks against the United States. This is Al Qaeda trying to set it off here with lone wolves. It is time to be concerned. We are in a dangerous period. Now, this can also, guys, be a ploy to release the ever conspiracy theory or theorized phone tapping system that taps every phone and simultaneously records everything and picks up your location and exactly what you're doing, activates your camera on your phone, watches everything you're doing all at once. This has been theorized. Some people say they've seen it, whatever. This could be a ploy to implement that. He says that the war in the Middle East is spurring new terrorist threats inside the United States. And again, that's going both ways. In just the past few weeks, multiple foreign terrorist organizations have called for the attack against the United States and the West. He and the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro, whatever the fuck his last name is, told senators Tuesday law enforcement is working around the clock in monitoring the rising threat targeting Jews, Muslims, and Arabic communities, because there are Arabics that are not Muslim. Sorry, there are actually Arabics that are Jewish. We are engaging extensively with faith-based communities. They said that the biggest concern remains lone actors inspired by the group's action in Israel, many of whom are calling for attacks against Jews. We need, they need our help. Rather, the United States public needs our help. Well, listen, this is why he wants us to stay vigilant. This is why a week ago he told us it was time for us to be vigilant. Because if some shit pops off, guys, we're going to respond first, not the other way around. We're not going to wait for cops to respond first. You see some dude that looks shady, light him up. And if you're in New York City, you got to light him up with your hands or a phone book. You choose. DHS expects the heightened threat environment to extend through 2024. Guys, it's been reported that 2024 is going to be an extremely bad year. Extremely bad. So, with all of this shit going on, with supposed, whether it's red flag, whether it's false flag attacks or real, we're to experience a bad year. Now, I heard this before earlier this year that next year was going to be a bad year, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out when you watch everything that's going on. You go, yeah, 2024 is going to be real shitty. The FBI agent is pointing that out now, or Homeland Security is pointing that out. Even the FBI director says this is not a time to panic. Panicking is for bitches. The FBI director said that. All right, so he didn't add the last part for bitches. I did. But he said this is not a time for panic. This is a time for vigilance. But Republicans, like Senator Roger Marshall, says it's the president's border policy putting America at greater risk. He is right. Approximately how many illegal aliens in this country have direct ties with Hamas or Hezbollah or the Islamic Jihad? Again, we've watched that happen already. Well, I mean, we've watched that happen with 100 Syrians and 50 Iranians crossing the border illegally. These are only the people they caught, guys. Imagine those that they didn't catch. What if these 100 Syrians were decoys? What if those 50 Iranian men were decoys? There are definitely people out there who are decoys if they get caught, and the guys who are going to finish the mission are flying under the radar. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I'm going to go off the air right now. I cannot keep my eyes open anymore. I do apologize for that. I might be back on Wednesday night. We shall see. Or Wednesday night, I'm going to curl up into a ball and cry myself to sleep because I'm so tired. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit. And I will see you guys either Wednesday or next week.